Good morning, everyone. This is Samyuktha from Team MAKAL. Thank you for joining us today for the meaningful webinar, Agentic AI Redefining the Future of Intelligence. It is an honor to introduce our esteemed speaker, Mr. M K Kumaresan. Mr. M K Kumaresan is a senior AI consultant at Google based in Bangalore with over 14 years of rich industry experience spanning networking, cloud technologies, unified communications, and conversational AI. He holds a bachelor's degree in electrical and electronics engineering, a master's degree in software engineering, and has further strengthened his expertise through a postgraduate program in artificial intelligence and machine learning. His professional journey reflects a remarkable evolution from core networking roles to designing and deploying cutting edge AI driven solutions. He began his career as a network engineer at HCL Infosystems, later serving in key technical and leadership roles at Capgemini and Cisco, where he contributed extensively to global telephony, telepresence, and UCM cloud product development. Currently, he works as conversational AI and Google CCAI solutions at Google, facilitating enterprises to have contact center experiences that are intelligent, scalable, and user centric. Beyond his professional accomplishments, he is a recognized speaker with over 100 technical sessions and actively contributing to the tech community through Google developer groups, Women Tech Makers, ISACA, Keras, and Agile Network India. He is committed to mentoring fresh graduates and early career professionals by guiding them. He also actively participates in volunteering and community driven initiatives, contributing his expertise to empower learners, and his passion for mentoring and knowledge sharing continues to inspire aspiring technologists. We are honored to have Mr. M K Kumaresan with us today and look forward to hearing his valuable insights. Thank you for the opportunity to introduce our esteemed chief guest.
Thank you, Ms. Samyuktha, for the warm introduction. Without any further delay, I now hand over the session to our respected speaker to guide us through today's topic, Agentic AI, Redefining the Future of Intelligence. Over to you, sir.
Hello, everyone. Very good morning to everyone. Uh, Thank you, MAKAL team and MAKAL, Senthil, and everyone for the great opportunity. I know we started with a little glitch. However, remaining time, I'll try to make it as worth as possible. But I'll quickly share my screen. Can you all see my screen? Just give a couple of thumbs up. We'll start from there. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So today we're going to discuss something which is evolving around. We used to hear very often something called as agentic AI. So that we all know AI is everywhere. It could be a traditional AI or generative AI or now with the agentic AI. So now agentic AI, what is agentic AI? We'll discuss the, I would say very fundamental things, because I understand from the host, the most of the participants are, hearing first time agentic AI and they have zero to very beginning knowledge about agentic AI. And background of most of the participants also from students. Considering all these facts, I'm having my presentation as a very little simple. I would say very little simple in this sense, very fundamental. I'll ensure the fundamental things get very strong. And post the session, I'll give access to each and everybody. So you can log in with a cloud console with your Gmail account. And I'll guide you the steps how you can practice and how you can develop your first AI agent at yourself. Because learning from a books and learning from lecturer, learning from theory is no more valid now. So since the technology is so dynamic and rapid, so to keep ourselves with the technology abreast, only thing is do experiment, then relearn it. So that is the only way to do it. So end of the session, I'll give access to the lab and I'll give the steps how do you activate your lab with your Gmail ID, and you can keep practicing what is emerging around today. That's a brief about what we're going to discuss. And our agenda is very simple. So what is agentic AI? What we call it as the AI agents. So if in case you wanted to learn something or you wanted to know about something today, definitely we wanted to know about what exists today, yesterday, right? For an example, if you wanted to use an Android phone or iPhone, whatever you take it as an example, or any tab you want to use the latest technology or latest operating system. First, we wanted to know what exists yesterday. If you wanted to operate a Mac laptop, you wanted to know how Windows XP or Windows laptop works. If you wanted to use a touch screen based Android mobile, you wanted to have a basic understanding about what is mobile phone, how to make a outgoing and incoming call. This is the way, anything what you explore, which will incorporate in your life. So when we wanted to learn about AI agent, considering the fact, assuming you are having a foundational and beginning knowledge of the AI agents, first we wanted to understand from where it all started and where we are standing today. What is called as a traditional AI, what is called as a generative AI, and what is called as a agentic AI. What are these three AIs? Why we are naming it as a three different names to this AI system? That is a whole understanding. And if you wanted to start an agentic AI into your workflow or into your workflow automation, where to start, where to end, where to incorporate. And we keep hearing about AI, agentic AI, and how do you get a hands-on? How do you do a experimentation with agentic AI? This is the big agenda. Now, yeah. So do you have some doubt? Yeah. Please let me know if in case you have any doubt or you feel like I'm going fast, or you unable to see my screen, or you have any access to log into a lab, and I'll stop there and discuss with you. Don't wait till the session get end. So whenever you have a doubt or anything to ask, just ask right immediate. All right, this is just a the introduction slide. And so we keep exploring Chat GPT, Gemini, all the generative AI chatbots. Now the trend in 2025 is all about AI agents. AI agents. There's no more chatbot when you give a input and get a response out. Rather than making AI to do your complete workflow completion, complete your task flow completion, expecting AI to do reasoning, planning, access to the real environment, get the job done. So that's the way we are moving to a agentic AI. For you to understand what does the AI agent differs from the generative AI. So generative AI is more about giving an input, getting a response. For an example, if you wanted to plan for a trip to Paris, for a 1 week trip to Paris with a budget of INR, if you consider some 1.5 lakhs or a 2 lakhs budget you have for a 1 week trip, and you wanted to go with the 3-star hotel category, you wanted to go with the no layoff flights, and this is the criteria what you have. If you go and as the AI bot or the generative AI bot, definitely it will give an itinerary with all the available options. It will give a draft plan to you. Then again, it's up to us or a human who wanted to implement it. We wanted to go and look into the website like a Make My Trip or Expedia or a Google Flights to find out which flight is cheap, which flight doesn't have a layoff, and you need to go and find out to the booking.com to find out which hotel is available for the particular date. Then you need to book a hotel, book a flight, make a payment, do it all the things manually. This is with the generative AI. Now with the agentic AI, what is happening now? You are giving access to your AI agents to a real-time world. Rather than you go and manually search in the booking.com, make my trip and Google Flights, you are integrating the API to your foundation model. When you're giving a query to a foundation model, rather than giving a prompt, you are instructing your AI model. So that's what we call it as AI agents to complete your job done. Rather than giving a draft plan to you, your AI agents will execute the plan. So that is the difference between the generative AI and the AI agents. Generative AI is a planner. AI agent is a doer. So when I say doer have access to all the external environments, the real world environments to get the task completed. So that's a good example, I would say, from a travel perspective. Generative AI bots, how we consume Chat GPT, Gemini, or whatever the bot you call it as, that will give a plan draft to you, but then never execute. Whereas if you go with the AI agent, after drafting the plan, after evaluating your input, it will execute the end-to-end workflow. That's where the generative AI and agentic AI differs. All right. And this is the response or summary what I received from you. Just posting those slides here. Most of you voted as I've heard the term agentic AI, but yet to learn. Okay, I mean, because since we have a 32 response in that category, and very couple of you noted down, yeah, we have a basic and understanding about agentic AI, and 9 people they have mentioned that we don't even heard about agentic AI. So this is our participant, right? Then I had the next question. If you wanted to use a personal EA as agent, so in future, we everybody going to have our own personal agent, like how we consume a one single EA bot to do a chat, rather than we will be having our own personal agent in future. Assume that's the future, the AJ agents will complete all your autonomous, all your repetitive tasks on behalf of you. When ask one question, and when you had a personal AI agent tomorrow, what boring task would you delete from your life forever? Here, most of you said preparing a 50-slide technical lecture from research papers, and some of you said sorting 100 plus daily emails and drafting a replies, research and booking for a 7 days vacation, but nobody voted tracking and payment, paying every month bill automatically. Can I ask you one question? Whoever voted preparing a 50-slide technical lecture from a raw research paper, right? I mean, somehow you said, so tomorrow if I want to create my own personal AI assistant, so this is the first task I will delegate or I'll delegate from my own life. I'll give this task to AI bot, hey, go and research 50 research paper, get me a slide. Why you voted? That's my question. What made you to think to vote? Just do a brainstorming, whatever you think. Which came to your mind when you voted this? Any guess? Or you don't, feel free to do a chat as well. I'm just checking the chat as well. And I mean, not necessarily that particular, the option C. Whoever voted for option A, option B, just mention option A and why you voted. Just give me a one-line answer. What made you to think to vote that particular option? Or who were not voted, looking at the question on my screen, just see which option you will vote. So that's the whole idea, right? So always the technology is an enablement in our life, which will increase our human performance and reduce reduce the human effort, increase the machine performance. That's the whole objective. Option A, then why? Option B, why? Any one-line answer you want to share?
Hello. Yeah. Sir?
Yes,
Hello.
ma'am.
This is Jaychandra. Why I haven't chosen the last one? Because I'm not doing so many payments. So
Okay.
only few payments I'm doing. So I would like to do my payment with my own decision. So that's why I have
Certainly.
chosen the last option, sir.
Okay. Okay. So why ma'am has not selected? Thank you. This is a good answer. Why have we not selected the last option? The reason behind we are not doing that much payment like how we do a researching book or making a slide or a daily routine emails check. So payment probably once in a month we will do. And also payment when we deal with that is more secure and more personal. We have to have a password and security. That is a primary reason. That could be the one reason. Yeah, and if you take any other examples, first example would be like booking a hotel for a 7 days vacation, sorting 100 plus daily emails and drafting replies in my style, slide from a research paper. And the reason I asked, given the 4 choices, we can implement agentic AI or AA agents into any of these 4 categories. There is, like not this particular one category will fit for agentic AI. No such thing exists. It depends on our use case. It depends on the place where we are implementing. We can utilize the AI agents. The reason, right, the trend, what is happening in the industry, not only the software industry or IT industry is using or consuming AI. So some providers or some product people, they are producing the AI platform, and some people, they are consuming it. So now the AI adoption, which is happening in the automobile industry, pharmaceutical industry, which is happening in the textile industry, which is happening in the IT industry, government sector, everywhere it is happening, right? Even I could tell you one example. Yesterday we went for a Girivalam at Tiruvannamalai. We were standing in a darshan queue. There I could see a big board in the control room because we had a Kartika Deva last month, right? I mean, last week, couple of weeks back. They have a AI center to monitor the Kartika Deva. So looking at the wind speed, looking at the climate, that AI system will predict what is the corrective action, what is the preventive action needs to be done. Tiruvannamalai. See, even with the devotional spiritual itself, AI is getting incorporated in our practical life. So implementing AI would be possible, would be relatively doable in all the use cases. It will be our personal choice or a personal industry where we use. And there is one more response from Akshaya. She chose A because it's very boring work to research all. When it makes short, when I focus on alone, it is researching further. That is really true. And because we as a human, we don't want to do a repetitive task what we are familiar with. So we can delegate that particular task to our AI agents. So AI agents can do effectively. We just need a supervision. We just need approval. In case of a payment related part, if we are creating, we can create a complete workflow with the AI agents. Only the last authorization step, when you want to give a PIN code or a password, the agent can ask you. The first slide, yeah. The 7-day trip, what we are doing today with the GenAI model, the model will draft a plan and give to you. Whereas the AI agents, after drafting a plan, it will execute the plan end-to-end AI. For an example, next week or next month, I want to go with a 7 days plan. It will book a flight with the price what you mentioned. It will book a hotel with a category what you mentioned. It will make an itinerary with a highlight what you given to the AI agents. Then it will book according to the hotel, flight, everything. It will do a booking. Then it will even send you an email confirmation. It will add a calendar invite to your personal calendar as well as your corporate calendar in your mobile phone or what in your profile. So it's an end-to-end task completed by AI agents. Yeah, there's one more response from Alimate. Like in corporates, we tend to spend most of the time monitoring and sorting emails instead of actual work to be done. That's true. In corporate, checking emails and attending meeting, those are the time-consuming tasks, and we mostly prefer to automate those stuff. Yeah. And there is one more answer from Varshita. I have always seen mail to be the formal mode of communication. Yeah. See, now what is happening most of the time, if you want to send a response to an email, either we can integrate AI into your email inbox, but I still see lost people, they'll just copy the email, put to a ChatGPT or a Gemini model as the model to create a response to convey this message. Once you get a response, you copy and paste. So now when you copy, then paste back to an email inbox, when you automate this agentic AI, the agentic AI in turn will reply to an email with your own style, with your own content. But you have to give a liberty how much you want to have a control, how much your AI agent wanted to have a control. It's the whole idea. Just to summarize, with the understanding, we're going to discuss the fundamental of agentic AI and how it differs from what we are consuming as a generative AI to an agentic AI. Let's move to the next slide. If I want to define the agentic AI or AI agents, agentic AI and AI agents both are same. The AI agent is application tries to achieve a goal by observing a world and acting upon it using the tools it has at disposal. So maybe little theoretical or little theoretic. But what actually the AI agent does, for an example, if I have an AI agent along with me, so what the AI agent will do, it will act as a clone or it will act as my own personal assistant. It has a persona, it has instructions defined, it has a logic and goal defined. So whenever it has to complete a task, it takes the instruction, it tries to complete the task, then it will monitor the outcome. If the outcome is expected, it will pass this next step. If the outcome is not expected, outcome is error, then it will re-examine its reasoning logic. Why the outcome went wrong, why the outcome that is an error, then it does a reasoning again, then redo the task in alternative approaches, then get a response. For an example, you are giving an agent to book a book a train ticket from this place to this place for next month. When it tries to do a booking for a train, the first train it will see the tickets are not available or it is an REC or waiting list. Maybe it will go for alternative trains and do a booking. So here the goal would be book a train ticket for so and so date from so and so source to destination, give a booking confirmation to me. If he is unable to create a booking confirmation with the criteria of confirmed ticket, rather than it is asking my intervention to do it, it will have access to the APS of IRCTC. It has access to other website where it can check the confirmation probability, do alternative ticket booking, and get a confirmation and give a response to me. So AI agent, it has the ability to thinking, ability to a logical way of handling a thing, creates output, then it has the ability to do examination of the output. If it is expected, it will pass to the next step or it will give it to me. If it is unexpected, it will just break and do a re-exam. Now, when I explain this thing to you, most of you think like, okay, it's something you are making a machine to behave like a human. Some people may ask, and how it differs from AGI, artificial general intelligence. Do we have such audience here? It's just curious. Any doubts with the AI agents? So rather than limiting your Gen AI model to draft a plan to you, now we're giving liberty to a model to execute a task, to execute a plan. So that is what we'll call it as the agentic AI or AI agents. These AI agents are not artificial general intelligence. We'll call it as AGI. AGI is completely different than agentic AI. I'll stop for a while. If you have any questions, do let me know. I don't want to open an AGI topic here until unless you have any question. Now, going back to a Gen AI application, what we consume today. So most probably, I'm assuming you may use a Gen AI bot like a Gemini or a Chat GPT or Clada, Llama, any foundation bot you use. So mostly what we do, we'll ask some question. It could be a travel plan or it could be a recipe of a particular dish you wanted to try it out, or you wanted to, make a PPT or a presentation or a flow, what you wanted to cover for a particular session, or you wanted to learn something new, assuming what is generative AI, you want to learn, you want to have a steady plan. So there are a couple of ways. First one is a zero shot example. Second one is a zero shot with a RAG. So zero shot example is you ask the question, just give a link or a PDF to a bot and bot will summarize to you. It doesn't need any access to your RAG. So RAG is more about, okay, rather than giving a, like a vague answer, if a bot has to give a grounding answer with your particular data, then you do a RAG. The example would be the first example. Give a PDF to a bot will give a summary to you. That is a zero shot example. And when you implement RAG pipeline into a system, we need to do an integration from your model to your own database. For an example, as an employee or a new joinee, I'm talking to my HR bot. I may ask my HR bot, I have completed this particular course. What is next? When I'll be getting my laptop? When I'll be getting my user ID created? Or when I'll be getting my, the corporate email is ready? Then this answer has to be unique to a particular employee who is asking the question. It is not a general question what a bot can hallucinate and give to you. So when a bot or when a Gen AI model wanted to give a personalized answer to you, when it wanted to have access to your own database, your own email system, your own CRM system, where we do a RAG, retrieval augmentation generation. So retrieval augmentation generation is we already having a Gen AI model trained with a lot of data. On top, you are just fine tuning with your own part of your own database. So it will just check your own database on top of the open data and give a response to you. However, the examples what I'm illustrating now, those exist with generative AI. Now the question would be, so since I started for a couple of slides, I keep telling about agentic AI. AI agents, and we'll be having a personal agents, right? AI, even I keep telling AI, at least like 30, 40 times I might have told about AI. So the question here would be, why AI is so popular? Any idea when was the first time the term AI got introduced? AI stands for artificial intelligence. When was the first time AI got introduced? Very fundamental question. Yeah. Any guess? Any year? You can text me on the chat. 90s, right? But not 90s, which is so early, right? 90 when you say. And yeah, I'm asking you the other way. Okay, AI got introduced long back. I'll reveal the answer. I'll ask you a question to you. When you started hearing about AI very often, it could be a bot or it could be a generative AI or a traditional AI or agentic AI. Agentic is relatively new, last 2 years. Okay. So you were started hearing almost like last 2 years from 2023. But actually the year when AI got introduced is 1956. 1956, 1956, which is almost like a 59 years, right? I mean, 60 years back when you calculate from now, 2025, right? We are, and when I say 1956, it is like 69 years, almost like 70 years back. Now the question would be the AI, the concept or the term introduced in 1956. Why it is so popular in last couple of years, probably 2 years or 4 years or 5 years? Because we started seeing a lot of AI courses. We started even seeing a lot of AI departments in engineering colleges. Now even IIT Chennai has a AI course in BSc. A lot of engineering colleges and Anna University started AITS, AI/ML, and a lot of AI departments, right? Why AI is so popular in last couple of years? Though it exists for 69 years, why it is so popular? Anybody wanted to make a guess? When people started using ChatGPT, Google EMA, yeah, so of course, when people started using ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and other platforms as a consumer, so AI becoming so popular because these providers like a ChatGPT, Google, making AI reachable to everybody, right? Only thing is you need to have just a mobile phone to access AI. It making it so popular. AI made our work easy. Of course, AI made our work easy in the sense, whatever the task, we just ask AI to give a shortest or smartest answer to us. But these answers are absolutely right as a consumer perspective. But as a like a engineering perspective, why AI is so popular? To answer that question, I'll just move to the next slide. This is the answer. When we say AI, artificial intelligence, we keep exploring AI tools. Even my kid, she's studying in first standard. She's having AI tools to do some couple of workshop, and she keep asking me, "Can we use AI for this particular workshop? Can you create AI images?" So that kind of adoption is happening in the first standard now. So it's just consumer perspective, absolutely fine. But as a provider perspective, as an engineering perspective, as a technical perspective, the short answer would be A is equal to B plus C. So why A is so popular? With a complete adoption of cloud computing and the big data. So data is becoming so big so that you can train a model using that data. When you want to train the model with that much amount of huge data, obviously you need a computing power. So that won't be a normal computer, what we consume or what we use for other purpose. We should have a cloud computing, which is very scalable, very much big computers, for an example, now for understanding purpose. So with the popularity of the cloud adoption in every industry and the data reachability, when I say data reachability, even data existed long back, but now the data here is, so the AI models can consume a data in any format. So earlier we used to spend hours together, days together, months together to curate a data from unstructured to structured. Now model can take care of everything. You can give your audio file as a data, you can give your video file as a data, you can give your Word document as a data, you can give your manual file taking a photo and give us a data. So data can be in any format. So why AI is so popular? The answer would be with the availability of our cloud computing and big data. The answer would be A is equal to B plus C. Again, this is the fundamental. We know artificial intelligence works on machine learning and deep learning. I don't want to repeat it because the learning is the way how the machines are learning the things and responding back to you. Now, as I explained before, get dive into agentic AI. When we want to understand agentic AI, we should have an understanding about two more AIs, what exists yesterday and day before yesterday. Right? Yesterday, I say it could be a generative AI. Day before yesterday is a traditional AI, where we use the classification model, where we use the prediction models. And generative AI, all we know, just give a prompt, your AI bot can generate a text or image, video, or code, music, anything the bot is generating. That is part of a generative AI. Now, with the agentic AI, combining this generative AI's power with the access to real world. That is what we're doing with the agentic AI. However, let's start with the first question, or just see like, are you using AI in your life? Give me an example. When I say AI in your life, don't say about ChatGPT or a Gemini. Give me any other answer rather than using AI bot. Are we consuming AI in our life at any mode, directly or indirectly? Make a guess. Any one or two product. Are we using AI? The answer would be definitely yes. Everybody is using AI. And one or two product which you feel like that is an AI product I'm using day to day in life. Alexa, of course, right? The NLP based personal assistant provided by Amazon, Alexa, like a Google Assistant, and Canva, of course. Yeah, and then again, the best way, yeah, Copilot is for coding assistance. Of course, coding assistant. You have a Siri from Apple as a AI assistant, NLP based, and the one more simple example would be we are using the auto text correction in your mobile messaging, right? When you are using your WhatsApp, most probably when you type a word, it will start predicting the next word. When I type GI, it will give us a word it is predicting. When you type I am, then it will start predicting I am on the way. When you start like work, then it will start like workshop or a worksheet. So that prediction is happening from your mobile keyboard itself, right? When you are texting your mobile, the text message. That means to say the prediction is happening. And also the weather. We are using the weather API to find out what will be the weather for tomorrow, especially school and college kids over here. We think most probably tomorrow, whether the college or district will declare a holiday tomorrow or not. So that kind of a prediction we use. And we use Ola, Uber application, or we use Google Map as an example, right? To travel from one place to other place, we mostly see how much time it takes to travel from A to B. How that is also a AI. So now I'll just move to the next slide and show you. So these are the fundamental traditional AI. We've been using it for long, like I would say more than 10 years, 15 years. If you are using the Gmail, like Gmail has the classification. Whenever the spam email comes in, it will go and sit in the spam email folder, advertising folder. So that has this weather prediction, stock market prediction, Google Map prediction. So those are the predictive AIs. Those are the classification AI. When your Gmail is predicting, which is the good email, which is a spam email, there is a classification. When your map is predicting how much time going to take from the past data, yesterday from this place to this place, this time, what time it took, and day before yesterday, what time, then last week, what time, then your map API is predicting the AI, then weather. So these predictive system and the classification system, which is already part of our system, we are using in our day-to-day life, even before ChatGPT Gemini came to picture. This is what I wanted to summarize with the 2 points. The classification and prediction, which were the traditional AI, which we've been using yesterday, not today, yesterday. Then what is today? The first question, what answer I got from Animagle was, after ChatGPT, Gemini, everybody using this platform. So that is where we are, that is today. So the difference between yesterday's AI and today's AI is more about generation and understanding. How you are talking to models now, rather than giving a code prompt. Now you're just talking in a natural language, right? How you are talking to your own friend, how you are talking to your family member. The same way you are interacting with the AI bots. You go to any AI bot, you talk in our own language. So English is becoming new programming language. It already became, of course. You don't need to go very hard coding, coding skills to interact with the model. Even with a good understanding of how model will understand, that we will call it as a prompt engineering. Now we have a playbook. giving an instruction goal to complete a task. So the understanding and the generation. What do you mean by generation? Now with the model, just give a prompt. The model has the ability to generate anything. The output could be a coding output, or output would be a like a image or a video, text. Any output it should be. So when we compare the yesterday's AI to today's AI, today's AI is more about understanding the human language in a very effective way, and it has the ability to generate any output what the humans can generate. So that's about the generative AI. The slide what you are seeing it on the screen, that is the generative AI. Now the question would be, with the discussion what we had so far, what is agentic AI? Can anybody give an answer? What is the next thing has to come to the picture? Yes, yesterday we have these two, classification and prediction. The example would be classification, your Gmail spam filtering. Prediction will be your weather prediction or a map prediction. Now with the generative AI, the NLP and the generation is output, right? So this is the generative AI. Now in agentic AI, one more component will come. Can you guess what is that one more component? How that, yeah, how that, the AI, the agentic AI differs from a generative AI. Yeah. So syllabus has answered me, execution. Of course, execution is a key component which is evolving from generative AI to, yeah, agentic AI. But to do a execution, what we need a tool. We need a tool. You agree or not? Example, I'll give you one fundamental example. Okay, you are in a kind of a group discussion, or you are just meeting your friends, your school friends after a couple of years, and they might be studying a different engineering department, or they might be working, or they might be doing business. When you are doing like a discussion, not everybody knows the same topic, right? One person, he might be doing a business, one person, he might be working in a mechanical department, or a mechanical, he's studying mechanical engineering or robotics, and one person might be studying AI and other stuff. When we do this kind of a discussion, not everybody knows the answer to all the things. When you don't know such things, somebody asks you, do you know this thing, how the ChatGPT 4 or ChatGPT 5.2 or Gemini 3, how it differs from Gemini 2? Who tracks it, AI model, they might be using. Some may ask you how the Tesla is different from other electric vehicles, and how it differs. And robotics, are who was studying mechanical engineering, who might be knowing the answer. But what is the next step? What we do if we don't know the answer? Any guess? Somebody is asking something to you. If you don't know the answer, what you do? Make it right. We, of course, we do a Google search, or we ask a ChatGPT or Gemini kind of an app, right? We use the tools to find the answer. When you don't know the answer, what you do? We do a tools to get an answer. So tool is the answer. So when you add a tool to a generative AI model, then you are making agentic AI framework. You are making your own AI agents. So when we call this the tools, so the example would be, for me, if I don't know the answer, I may do a Google search. That's one kind of a tool. I may go to a AI bot, or I may refer a textbook, right? I may refer a textbook. That is also a tool. I may ask my senior, I'm a teacher. That is also a way of approaching other people who knows the things which I don't know. So tools could be anything. In a technical world, the tools could be a database, the tools could be an API, the tools could be a data store, or even the tools could be other agent. You may ask one of your peer also, you can ask one of your friend also who knows this field very much good, right? So this is the way your generative AI is getting evolved with the agentic AI when you incorporate tools. So this next slide, which will give a same illustration, when end user, for an example, this is the way the human brain works today, or as of now. Tomorrow it may work in a different way when you are doing a lot of evaluation. When somebody asks you the question to you, you will find out their intention or a goal from the particular question. Then you recall your memory, whether do I have answer in my memory? Then you may have a lot of answers, right? You have answer A, answer B, answer C. Then your reasoning ability, your cognitive ability filtered out with the priority. Okay, this is the question. Okay, fine, understand. Then I give you most priority to this particular answer. Then I'll give you answer to you. In case your chances are out of the scope, you don't have an answer, what you do? You go with the tools. The tools I mentioned, like it could be a Google search or books or documents, databases or other experts. And the learned knowledge is your memory. So when you look at this human agent architecture, the bottom box, and this will give you a like a idea about what I meant. Yeah. So this is the human brain. When somebody asks you the question, it will find out the goal, it will find out the memory from your memory, and it will do a reasoning and give an answer to you. But to do the other stuff, it will first check, do I know the answer, whether it is in my memory, what you learned from the past on your memory. Then if I don't know the answer, you go with the external tools. This is the external tools which will deal with the real-time world. This is the way the human brain works. Now we go with the next slide. This is the agentic AI or AI agents. When the end user asks the question to an agentic AI, like how you have a brain, it has the orchestration layer. This orchestration layer differs from one provider to our other providers, but this architecture remains same. Okay. For example, if you go and explore Google technology, we'll call it as a ADK, Agent Development Kit. If you go with the OpenShift, we'll call it as a long chain. And if you go with the AWS, we have a Bedrock and other names. But the architecture remains same. Your brain or architecture will check what is the goal of the question, whether I have in my memory or what reasoning or what planning I should do. Then it will check the generative AI. So generative AI models are trained with your deep learning neural networks with the database. If it has an answer, it will definitely give you answer to you. If your model doesn't have an answer, if your model doesn't have access to execute the particular task, it will invoke these tools. So now you recall the first example. You wanted to have a trip to a Paris for 1 week in a couple of months. From February, you wanted to travel 1 week trip to a Paris. When you give a question to our AI agents, then it find out the goal and instruction. Okay, fine. This is the goal for this particular question. You want to travel in February, so on, so date. This is the budget. This is the itinerary. Then it will check is the memory. When I say memory, this is check with the foundation model, what you integrated with the AI agent. If you have an answer, definitely you will find the answer. Now, your generative AI model has only these two components. It doesn't have a tools. The generative AI model give a response back to you. Oh, this is the answer for your itinerary. Now with the agentic AI or AI agents, it has a tools. When I say tools in a travel agent example, it has API access to flight booking. It has API access to your hotel booking. It has API access to a database where they can add the database, trigger an email to your mailbox. It will add a calendar invite to your personal calendar. These are the tasks will be completed by a tools. So generative AI to agentic AI, all about generative AI is all a chat machine. You just give a question, it will give a response back to you. It was a chat machine. Now the agentic AI or AI agents, though are actually a task implementer. They are a doer. They are no more planner. They'll just do a task. I think this is the high level fundamental you need to understand about how it differs from generative AI. The major item I wanted to dedicate here. Yesterday's AI is more about classification prediction. Today's AI is more about understanding and generation. And tomorrow's AI, the agentic AI or AI agents whom we are dealing with today, more about workflow automation is about adding additional tools to interact with the real world. I'll give a pass if in case somebody asks any question, and do let me know before I get and introduce you to the lab world or a real-time world where you can build your first agent and do experiment. I know we are running out of time, just watching the time. And so generative AI, what we use the consideration, it has a model flexibility. You can use a Gemini model or a GPT model, or you can use a Llama model, any model you can use. It has the context and memory, tool integration, it has LLMs. This all has the generative AI. But generative is so powerful when you wanted to do a plan or a draft a plan. But if you wanted to execute, the generative AI will not do it. It will just fall down to the floor. When you have a complex architecture, if you want to have excess multiple inputs, your maintenance, performance, these are the consideration. Whereas the agentic AI, you are giving autonomous access, a liberty to a AI system to complete a particular task. Rather than drafting a plan, giving to you, taking your input, again, do a multiple iteration. So give a task to an agent, how the way you trained or how the way you instructed, it complete the task, execute the output, then it has the access to evaluate, verify the output. If it is expected, then it will pass to you. If it is unexpected, it will do alternative approach to complete a task. The main difference from generative AI and AI agents would be generative AI works on a prompt engineering. You give a prompt what needs to do. Whereas in the agentic AI or AI agents works on a playbook. So prompt is give a question, get an answer. Whereas in the playbook is more about give a instruction. When we create a playbook, how it differs from a prompt. Playbook has a goal, instruction, job completion. Give a task, it will just complete the task and give an answer to you. All right, so this is a thing I want to convey. These a couple of slides. Anyway, I'm going to give a my presentation deck to you, and I'll be adding a couple of the learning links where you can go and explore with your hands-on access, and you can practice more. And this is one thing when you are ordering a burger, how it works, and you don't know like what are the tools required. You need to order a burger, you need to get a burger on your plate. That's all. You don't want to bother about how they are cooking a burger. In the background, the tools whatever they use, the measure, the knife, and the fork and spoon, that will be completely consumed or in the background. Those we call it as a tools. And the example would be the travel agent example you can take. How humans are accessing the external tool to get the authentic answer. The similar way your AI agent works, right? And on a high level architecture, and I just placed the one from Google, but this remains same for any agentic AI architecture. The fundamental would be a computing. You remember the relation between the triangle which I showed you sometime back, ABC. If you wanted to build artificial intelligence, you need to have a good understanding about your data engineering and the cloud computing. Always A is equal to B plus C. When you wanted to handle the huge amount of data, you need to have a huge computer. That's the reason we use a cloud computing and a powerful quantum chips. So that is a foundation layer. These GPUs, TPUs, you see it here, right? Generally in computer, we'll call it as a CPU, central processing unit. Whereas if you go with the model training, you need to have a more powerful computer. Those are called as a GPU, TPUs, and quantum, NVIDIA, Google. Many providers are making that computing product. So that is a foundation layer, which is part of a cloud computing. On top, you are building a machine learning model. So in an example of a Google, we have a deep mind research team. They are building a Gemini models. This architecture remains same. On a computer, you are building a machine learning model. Then you are giving access to the platform. In Google Cloud, we'll be having access to called as the Vertex AI platform. Then you have a front-end tool, because now the technology is getting democratized to everybody. If you are good with the coding skills, you can use a Gamma particular API or a tool. You can create a Python heavy bot. And if you are a low code, no code user, you are a business user, you are not more into coding, you're not from a computer science background, then you can go with this kind of a toolkit where you can just drag and drop, just kind of a flow chart, just put it over there, combine everything, you can create an AI agent. This is the way, the high level it works. And I'll stop it here. If in case anybody has a question on this architecture, do let me know. This architecture is a very fundamental if you want to understand generative AI or agentic AI. Computing, then your core foundation model, then your front-end tool, then you have option to use a low-code, no-code tool or a code-heavy tool. It's up to the individual and who is consuming a model. Right? Do we have any question? Right. And yeah, so I think we are late by 12 minutes. I'll take a couple of minutes from you, 2 more minutes. I'm giving one link to you, cloudskillboost.google.com. And can you try to access from your mobile or a laptop? Do let me know, any of you already aware about this particular the site, Cloud Skill Boost. Have you practiced this Cloud Skill Boost? Because I understand most of them from students, and you are exploring a lot of tools in open source, right? This is one of the tool or a platform provided by Google as a free cost to do a hands-on exercise. That's a prime intention. What I do, I'll just share my screen as well to show you the tool, how it looks. All right. So when you access the tool, do you see this screen? I mean, basically it will ask you if you are a first time accessing, probably let me just try to do a sign out and see. So before I go depth, and you are able to access, can you give a couple of thumbs up? Can you give me a couple of thumbs up if you're able to access? Yeah, if you are first time accessing it, do sign in. When you do sign in, it will ask you the fundamental questions, your name, your profile, where you belongs to. When you enter those credentials and you could able to access the tool, the skill boost like this. So this is basically doing practical labs and hands-on. And for you, you also get this kind of credits, 35 credits. Every month, you'll be getting 35 credits. I'll tell you how the credit works. And when you activate your profile, from the day, 30 days, you'll get 35 credits. Some credits you'll get. So when you started doing a lab, every time you complete a lab, it will consume 1 or 2 credits. And every month, it will get auto renewal. So in a month, hardly you can complete 10, 20 labs. It's a free of cost. You don't want to consume more. And I'll give you a one more link I'll give you once you access the lab. Are you guys able to access these lab? If in case you unable to access the lab, do let me know. Those who not able to access the lab, just give a down thumbs up. See, can you give a down thumbs up? Just click the link, create your profile with your Gmail ID because it is free of cost. It is not going to charge you or incur any charges on you. Once you do access with the basic profile information, you will get access to the complete portfolio. All right. Those who are already familiar with this, well and good. If you are accessing first time, just create a profile. After creating a profile, just click the second link which I shared with you. Anyway, end of the session, I'll be sharing this presentation and the step-by-step instruction to complete the task. Don't worry. Is it happening? So, okay, so a couple of you just giving thumbs up. And for benefit of others, I'll just show you how do you access it. Then I'll give a step-by-step instruction on the same group with the presentation deck and how do you activate the lab and do a first lab exercise. And yeah, once you start the lab, yeah, so let me just share the lab. So probably you will get this screen, right? Assuming you get the screen. So this is the way the screen works. The screen will give you 1 hour time to complete the task here. This is the task. Every instruction will be given here with a screenshot and how do you navigate and do it. And once you complete the task, you have a time for 1 hour to complete. Not necessarily this particular lab. I just took this lab. You later sometime you can explore any labs you wanted to practice and you will get familiar with the console and Agentic AI. Now for the benefit of who are using first time the skill boost, I'll just show you how do you access after creating the profile, after clicking this link. So when you start a lab, I'm just starting a lab. Once you start a lab, it is giving some profile check. Okay, where is the bridges? Okay, do I have a bridge somewhere else? Verify. It is not opening. Srinidhi, which is not opening, the first link or a second link? Okay. Second link. Okay. What do we do then? I go with the first link then. I hope you able to see the first link like this, right? Right. So in the first link, you see the search box here. What do you do in that search box? Just go and type this text. Just copy and paste it. Just copy and paste it. Then you get a first lab with a 45 minutes. Is that happening now? Just try. When you created your profile on the first link, then you have a search box. In that search box, enter the text which I given to you now. Once after doing a filtering, you may get the first access like this. Then you click the arrow mark. Once you click the arrow mark, yeah, if in case you want to have any live assistant, just unmute yourself and ask the question. Yeah, this is the way you get it. Is that happening now? To let me know. Okay, good. So once you start a lab, what you do once you start a lab, what's gonna happen here? This is the lab, right? Because learning theory and concept lectures are no more, the practical way of doing a hands-on with today's tech stack. You need to definitely do experimentation, make your hands dirty, so that you will build a confidence and do some exercise on the same platform. So now, what are we going to do on that exercise on a high level? And this is the way you're going to do it. You can do it anytime. I'll just show you on a high level what you are going to do. We already understand if you want to do build an AI system, you need to have a cloud computing and data engineering. In this lab, we are getting access to the cloud computing platform. This cloud computing platform is nothing but in our example, we'll be giving access to Google Cloud. Right. So Google Cloud, as I showed a little before, this is the way the hierarchy looks like. And I just copy this. Somewhere in the Google Cloud, they build this architecture. So that means to say they have a hypercomputer, you have a foundation model, then you have a text AI platform. But text AI is a front-end platform where you can play with any machine learning, deep learning, your model building stuff. Then you have a ADK kit. So this is inside the Google Cloud. So you are here with your PC or your laptop or your mobile phone. So now you need to have access to this particular resource. So to give access to this particular resource, you are activating a lab. So this is basically activating a lab for a 1 hour time. So now you are getting into your lab. This is your lab. So when you're getting into a lab, you will be getting access to these all the resources for next 1 hour. You can play around. So in this exercise, you are building a basic agent on a Vertex AI platform. So Vertex AI platform is a front-end platform available in the Cloud Console. So once you do activate, you get access. This is the fundamental idea I wanted to convey with you. So once after your lab hours complete, this will completely wipe out from your login. You need to again redo from scratch. It will not carry the whatever the configuration you do. It's a good way of exploring the lab. And did anyone started the lab? Anyone, at least any one of you started the lab? Is it happening for you? Not necessarily need to complete it now. I just want to ensure you know how to access this stuff. So when you start a lab, you may get a window like provisioning a lab resources. It will take a couple of minutes. So when I say lab resources, it will be creating a lab instance for you to access a notebook. Notebook is nothing but your lab enterprise or a Jupyter notebook. It is basically where you enter the couple of codes. Then you will deploy a workbench, it's a computing instance. Then you'll be having access to a text AI agent engine to do a basic exercise. But rather than you create now, I'll just show you how to navigate. As anyone started. Yes, sir, I'm able to access credits or tokens is being requested to continue. Yes, please go ahead. So it will give a free credits of 35, which will be valid for a month. Then after a month, it will get auto renewal. You don't worry about the credits are getting expired. And you can not necessarily need to do only this lab. And in case you are curious, you can go here with the same search box. And here, same search box here, you can go and type Agentic AI. And you will get a learning path as well. You can go here, you can go to the path. Or generative AI or agentic AI, take as example. It will give a curated platform or a curated plan, and what is the course you need to do, what are the labs you need to do. This is an example. Generative AI. What is foundation? What is the landscape? And how do you transform? How do you transform your organization? These are all the things you could able to complete it. And give me a minute, probably, since we're doing live. I wanted to quickly show you how do you access the lab. Then we can wind it up. After the session, I'll be sharing the presentation deck as well as the steps to create a lab access with a slide deck. Till the time it creates, do you have any doubts so far what we discussed? Yeah, very fundamental what we discussed today. What is agentic AI? So when you want to understand what is agentic AI, what is latest today, you need to understand yesterday and day before yesterday, right? So day before yesterday was prediction and classification, and likely yesterday and today is more about generation and understanding. Then tomorrow is more about agentic AI workflow. So agentic AI, how it differs from a generative AI. Generative AI creates a plan, creates a response to you, draft a plan, that's all. Agentic AI, even after drafting a plan, it does execution. It has access to the real-time tools, real-world tools. After the execution, it has the ability to verify, is it expected or unexpected? If it is expected, well and good. If it is unexpected, it will do auto correction and it will give a alternative way to complete the task. All right, I don't make it added. Probably since we all are trying to activate at a time, it takes a couple of minutes more to activate. Otherwise, it won't take this much time to activate. It will be real quick. And yeah, only 1 minute. I just want to show you. Okay. And this is the way you get after activating the instance. Has anybody get this window? Anyone here? Give a thumbs up if you get these access credentials. Okay, now what is happening now? I just told you in the architecture, this is you are accessing from your computer and you want to have access to this lab instance. So to access to a lab instance, you need to have a credentials. This is the credentials. So now after start, now you got a credentials. This is the credentials we got. This is, we'll call it as a student credential, which will last for a particular time period. In our use case, it's going to be last for 1 hour time. So I go back now. Where is that? Yes. Are you following me so far? At least give a thumbs up just to ensure you are following me. All right, good. So now what you do just to start the lab again, just right click this particular tab because you don't want to just open a tab because when you just open a tab, it will go with your login ID or Gmail ID. You want to ensure you will go login with the student ID. So what I do as a general practice, I just right click and open an incognito window. Okay, just do a right click. Again, that right click window is not showing on your screen. Just do a right click, you'll get an incognito window. Once you open an incognito window, it will load with the student's credential. It will ask you, give a basic authorization. And this is a good way if in case you are, completely from a non-technical background, or you are not even, logged into any cloud computing platform. This is a great opportunity for you to get access to the cloud console first. If you are accessing any of the cloud console the first time, then this is a great opportunity. Now we literally logged into a cloud console. We might hear a lot about cloud computing. Now we log into a cloud computing. This is the way the cloud computing console looks like. Are you able to log in? Okay, in case you are still taking time to log in also, don't worry. This is the way the computing it works. The explanation, whatever so far we had, is all about the Vertex AI. Here we have a agents. You can explore all these options. So free of cost. This is 1 hour time, which is added to the student login, which will last for next 1 hour. Anytime, next 1 month, anytime you can do it. Okay, you can go and explore. It is going to charge anything. It is not going to break anything. It is all about your lab. So the Vertex AI, it's the only term you need to remember, because this is the product or a solution from Google's tech stack portfolio to give access to an enterprise and consumer to access their AI models, access their AI front end, access their agents. Since we are talking about agents, I go with the agent garden. When I say agent garden, we do have existing agents. I go with a financial advising agent, because financial advising is something which is lagging in real world, right? We all thought about how to learn, how to study, how to score marks, how to earn, but we never thought about how to manage the money. So considering the fact, I just go with a financial advisor, and just giving an example, you can go and explore any agents you want. It has been pre-trained. And this is the way you can go and explore anything you want. And this is one more model one more bot I had created and just already pre-opened. Considering the time fact, I'll just show you how does. This is one of the bot which I created for this exercise. It's like kind of a financial based, a share market based agent which can analyze the model of the stock just as the Nvidia and Tesla, which is the best stock, video response with analytics. This is the way the sample response and bot works. Spend some time to understand the cloud console and navigate. That instructions will be very clear. I can show you the instructions what we had created. If you go back to the instructions here, after logging to the cloud console in incognito, you go to a main Chrome or Firefox window where you see, okay, what you do first. You need to log in with the incognito window. It has all the instructions here. Then you go to the task one. It will show you. You need to navigate this particular menu with the screenshot. You need to click a notebook, do one by one step, followed by. Right now I go here. These resources also I'll give you. These are this whatever we discussed so far, and it further evidence the references. You can spend some time to understand what is Gen AI agent, what is agents, and what is Agentic AI, how it differs. What are the 300 plus real world use cases where you can incorporate the technical knowledge. I think that's all from my side. I know we are a little late looking at the time. I don't want to take all your Sunday time. And I'll wind it up now. And do let me know in case you have any questions. I'll stay for a while. So what you do, post the session, I'll give this presentation deck and the one more deck to access the lab step by step. And not necessarily need to do it immediately, but have a foundation strong, fundamental thing, what is agentic AI, how it differs from generative AI. Then explore some time to do a hands-on rather than reading or rather than watching a lot of videos and documents. Do an exercise on yourself, make your hands dirty. It's a best way to understand. I'll mute yourself rather than I keep talking. Do you have any questions? Do let me know. MAKAL and MAKAL team, over to you.
Thank you, sir, for this wonderful speech. Dear participants, now the floor is open for the questions, discussions, and feedback. Please feel free to raise your queries.
Feel free to ask me any question if in case you are not extrovert and meaning uncomfortable to ask question. What do you do? This is my LinkedIn. Okay. In case you have any question or you have any challenge to ask the lab and you want to have any follow-up discussion with me, or you are doing your own pet project or any project related to this area like NLP, generative AI, or agentic AI, or getting access to a cloud resource to do a learning, you can reach out me on my LinkedIn handle, which I just shared you on the chat. And basically, if you have any question, it's good. You can ask me live. We can discuss now. If not, you can ask me later on the chat as well, the LinkedIn. We can get connected. Happy to help you what I know. Thank you.
So thank you so much. I don't have any questions, but I wanted to give a feedback. That was really an wonderful and enlightening session. So hope participants had their hands-on experience. Obviously, as you said, they can access the lab and they can more doubts would come only when they get their hands dirty. So thank you for this beautiful line said, sir. So
Thank you,
dear team,
Makal, and then sir, and we are able to differentiate between the agentic AI and AI agent and generative AI. Actually, we thought of creating an AI agents for uh, our own documents. So it's made me clear how to get the data from our my own database, and then we would like to continue. We wanted to have the full session on this agentic AI. So is there any possible to conduct furthermore session like this, sir? So it would be helpful for us to continue with this.
Yeah, so thank you for that feedback. Thank you, Manibhagya, for the opportunity as well. Thank you, Jay Chandra ma'am, for the valuable feedback. Completely I agree with you since I understand the participants more from beginner and new to the agentic AI. We cover the foundation and fundamental now. Yeah, definitely we do have a follow-up session, and if it is really beneficial for the participants, we can do a follow-up session with, we start with the open hands-on. We all can together build up agent from end to end in a one more upcoming session in future. I'll work with MAKAL team and I'll keep you all posted. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, ma'am.
yes, dear students, do we have any questions to be asked? Any queries? Please feel free to ask now. Yes, Afreen, please proceed, Afreen. Thank you. And team, the feedback form has been shared in the chat box and as well as in the group created. I request all of you to share your valuable feedback on this session. Over to Afreen.
Okay, as we move towards the conclusion of the today's webinar, I invite Ms. Akshaya Krishnapriya from Lerito College, MAKAL Steering Committee to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Afreen. I'm Akshaya from the team MAKAL. Respected dignitaries, esteemed speaker, and faculty members and dear participants. On behalf of the Maverick Abdul Kalam Association for Leaders, MAKAL, and SRM Madurai College for Engineering and Technology, I sincerely thank everyone for making today MAKAL's know-how webinar Agentic AI, Refining the Future of Intelligence, a grand success. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our speaker, Mr. M K Kumaresan, for his insightful and inspiring session. I also thank the organizing team, coordinators, and all participants for their valuable support and active involvement. Once again, thank you all for your time and the presence. Thank you.
Thank you for expressing our gratitude so beautifully. Before we conclude, we would like to inform all the participants that e-certificates will be shared within the next 7 days. Now, I sincerely thank MAKAL, the leadership team, and all the participants for this opportunity. Your engagement and questions made this session truly meaningful. As we explore agentic AI, let us focus not just on understanding the technology, but on applying it responsibly and purposefully. I encourage you to continue learning, collaborate, and most importantly, take action to shape the future with intent. Thank you and wishing you all success ahead.
Thank you.